It's truly a great moment. Every time we are available and able to spend some time together, it is just something that brings and injects energy to each other. To stand here and see so many friendly faces, to have the honor of having the Association of Boxing Commissions, who represents all the commissions of the USA, to have a great commissioner from California, Marta, and her husband, to have the greatest commissioner or administrator in the sport with us, with Andy Foster, is truly a great moment that we have to appreciate and take the most advantage we can. To the board members of the WBC, it's also a great opportunity to see and to join the NABF family, because the NABF is the most important federation of the WBC. I'm sorry to see, it's not the African Boxing Union. The ABU is the NABF. When I speak in your convention, I have a different the NABF is one that has more individuals participating in the day-to-day activity throughout the world. It has the most fights year after year after year, historically, in the whole world. And most importantly, it is all of you that take on boxing as your passion, as your hobby, as your way of serving, giving service to others in one way or another. So I truly appreciate each person from the NABF, and I believe you are my dear friends in one way or another. I am sorry that I have disappointed some of you at some times, especially with assignments. That's a very difficult task. To understand or to explain what the appointments of ring official is. It's a task that we have to take because there are so many variables that have to do when you appoint ring officials. First is geographically. Where is the fight taking place? It's in Thailand, Japan, Europe, Russia, Las Vegas, New York, Argentina. And along with the geographic situation, then goes the finances of the promoter and the level of the fight. But most importantly is the role of the local boxing jurisdiction. There are some jurisdictions, like California, in which we pick up the phone, we discuss, and we try to make the best appointments for that specific fight. You cannot have a role, a rotation, because you have to appoint officials according to the specific fighters who are taking place in that fight. But fortunately, there are other jurisdictions in which we have absolutely no say in the appointment of officials. So we're going to continue to work on that, and our goal is to continue having as many NABF members participate as judges and referees as possible. And also your availability. It has happened that we make an appointment, and for a variety of reasons you are not available to do that fight, and that disrupts in a way the goal to have you working as much as possible. We're introducing a very aggressive online program for ring officials that goes from making a robust database with a lot of information to online scoring, you participating, scoring live fights on site or through television, and that will also give us the capacity to rank officials, to have levels of officials, and there are many plans that include training and many other things that you will be seeing in the near future. Looking at the Reyes, I just went back 5 years when I was sitting or visiting any boxing event after my father passed away, and I can feel how they feel right now. And all I can say is that only boxing made me feel happy, made me feel honored, and made me stop suffering. Because what boxing members of your family, all of you, the warmth that you give to one who has lost such an important part of your life, like your father, it is not, there's no way to put words on the value of that. And I feel that the Reyes are getting that love and that warmth from each one of us, and they will continue to carry on, and I am sure they will represent his father in the greatest way, because they have a great legacy as a great man and as a great company, but most importantly as a person. So our heart is with you, and you are part of this family, the NABF and the WBC, and I am sure that you will be very, very comfortable when you get all the love from the NABF family. The WBC priorities for this year are moving along very well. Once again, I'm very happy because Andy Foster is here. We share a great commitment for safety for the boxers. The weight management program continues to be our priority, and I thank the leadership of California, the step to move forward and make the difference. Because boxers, they only know how to box. Trainers, they only know how to train, and they only want a victory. And it is our duty to set the parameters, the procedures, and the rules to protect them even from themselves. Any boxer would fight 20, 25, 50 rounds if they're asked to do so. They would fight without gloves. They would fight 10-minute rounds if needed to do so. So it is a duty of the boxing governing bodies and the boxing authorities to set a box of rules so they don't go out and increase the risk of boxing. We will never sanction any fight over 10 rounds for female fighters. We will never sanction any fight for over 2 minutes, because it's medically proven that the physical composition of women is different from men. And Jill has extensive studies that she can share, but that is our position, and we will continue together with all those boxing jurisdictions to find ways to make boxing safer. As I mentioned, officiating is and will continue to be our priority, to continue working on many different aspects. And the mismatch prevention system. We need to make sure that these fights in which one fighter has no opportunity to win should not be in the ring with that opponent. That kills boxing, that kills the fans, that kills the promotions, and it is dangerous for the fighters. We need to understand that we have to be proactive, and we have to always work to be partners of the promoters. Without promoters, there's no boxing. Without promoters, there's no opportunity for the boxers to perform. And it is our organization and our duty to put all our resources to support every single boxing promotion, every single boxing activity, whether it's amateur, whether it's Wilder fighting for the heavyweight title, whether it's a small show in a small town. We all, in one way or another, participate. I've seen you all the time working with amateur fighters, with social responsibility programs, with everything that we do year-round, and that is a great accomplishment that we have to pride, because we are the NABF, we are the WBC. Chuck, thank you so much. I like the bulldog. Can I call you bulldog now?
Hey, I'll be anything, no problem.
Thank you so much, Chuck. And as I said yesterday, the WBC misses you. Not every day, but we miss you. You will always be in our heart. And if you ever decide to come back to the WBC, you have the doors open.
I appreciate that. You know I'm biting my tongue.
We're going to have a great convention in Cancun in October. So we decided to do also in the beach, like in Hawaii. And I promise you, the meetings are going to be in the pool and in the open areas. And they're going to be very short so we can enjoy. We made a commitment with the mayor of Honolulu yesterday. We're going to bring a program for boxing. We're going to encourage boxing promoters to bring boxing to Hawaii. And we're going to start the Herbert Mean tournament for 4-round fighters in memory of Herbert Mean, who passed away this year. Same feeling for Hubert. And this is a great opportunity to remember the legend and to make him proud and to see that when you pass on to a new life, if people remember you, then you are still alive. So I'm very proud and very happy and very much looking forward for this tournament that we're going to start doing. And I'm sure in a very near future there will be a championship fight here in Hawaii. We're facing tremendous challenges in the sport. And all we have to do is give our best. There are many platforms that are bringing boxing to millions of new fans and millions of hardcore fans. Instead of fighting each other, we have to make sure that the Zone, that ESPN, that Fox, that Showtime work and try to make the sport go to the level that it deserves in the United States and in the world. We have to make sure that the promoters understand that they have to work together to give the fans the best fights. And that is the challenge, because if one fighter is in one company and the other is in the other company, then it's going to be hard to make that fight. But that's where we have to work and be flexible and have rules that are adjusted to the current times and to make sure we can facilitate that the big fights take place. We just took a great step taking Lomachenko, who is a sensational, world-renowned fighter, multiple division champion, and he's a champion of 2 other organizations. And through the leadership of the NABF, 24, the WBC took a step and accepted to have Lomachenko fight for the WBC title, which was vacant. So it's going to be a great fight, and I feel honored that a champion is challenging, going into the ring as a challenger, fighting for a vacant title. So we have to understand, we have to adjust and do the things that we need to understand that is for the best and for the better. When I was flying over, I took a very special moment to think of the NABF, the relationship the NABF and the WBC has enjoyed for 53 years. And I thought of the great moments that I have lived in this organization. I was honored by Sammy Macias to be asked and to be positioned as NABF Vice President in 1994. And I am still the NABF Vice President for Mexico, and I feel very proud of that position. We have had great presidents. Rex Walker was a sensational president for the NABF. Joe Dwyer, who passed away. Claude Jackson, who also passed away. I'm not saying you're going to pass away. But we need to have the NABF strong. Greg's presidency was a very good presidency. We have a tremendous executive committee, and having Dwayne Ford step in to support this organization at the moment that it was needed due to Craig's inability to continue as president has made the WBC feel very comfortable. Yes, Joe?
Yes, Mauricio, because we're in Hawaii especially, but Bobby Lee was also an ABF president.
Absolutely. And we have hoped to see Bobby Lee here, but
I've asked Craig if I might be able to say a few
yes,
words.
I wish we can see him when he's here during the convention. That would be great. Dwayne Ford has been a tremendous support to the WBC. He's a great leader. He had a very special relationship with my father, which included countless fights, countless arguments, countless ruptures. But that is what makes the important things in life. You don't have to agree always. You have to say what you believe, what you stand for. And he gave a great part of his life to the WBC. And as NABF president has been very important for the WBC activity in Canada, United States, and Mexico. So I thank you for stepping up to the plate. The NABF needs to regroup, needs this solid joint effort to continue to be the best federation and to be the best organization that leads boxing in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And I just want to finish asking everyone to, during the day, while you're here, please double think or think twice before you get your phone. The telephone brings you close to those who are far away, but it takes you away from the ones that are close to you. And at these times when we're here, let's look around, let's look at each other, let's enjoy the moment. Let's cherish that precious time that we're having with the person who's sitting next to us, who's having a drink, who's telling a joke, who's making fun or looking funny or whatever. Just take that picture and say that, because technology is great, but when you're here for a convention, you're here away from your daily activity. Enjoy it. Understand that you are a living creature, not a machine hooked to a telephone, and you are so anxious to see what's coming and what's ringing. All I can say is I love you, every single one of you. Thank you so very much for being part of the NABF, for being part of the WBC, for being part of the Sulaimán family. And all I can say is that we are in a great position in the sport, and it is because of the work that every single person does for the sport of boxing. Thank you so very much.